What he painted wasn't a landscape, but his own sacrifice, the forgotten hero. Everyone in the bustling city knew him as the quiet, homeless painter, a fixture on the park bench, sketching ordinary scenes. They'd drop a few coins, offer a kind word, and move on. No one knew that beneath his faded cap and paint-stained fingers lay the heart of a decorated war hero, a man whose brushstrokes once hid a secret so profound it saved countless lives. This isn't just a story about an artist. It's about a silent soldier whose canvas held the echoes of a forgotten war. In the vibrant heart of the city, amidst the hurried footsteps and the symphony of urban life, sat Elias Thorne. To passers-by, Elias was merely a part of the urban landscape, an elderly man, his clothes worn but clean, his face a roadmap of quiet struggles, always with a sketchbook and a worn set of charcoal pencils. He'd draw the pigeons, the hurried commuters, the ancient oak trees in the park. His art was simple, poignant, and overlooked, much like Elias himself. Elias had been a fixture in this park for over 2 decades. His silence was as profound as his art. He never asked for anything, rarely spoke, and his eyes, though distant, held a depth that hinted at untold stories. No one, not the park rangers, not the regular commuters, not even the kind woman who brought him coffee every morning, knew the true weight of the memories he carried. Memories that lay not in the charcoal dust, but in the scars etched deep within his soul, a history he himself had helped write with blood and sacrifice. For years, Elias had perfected the art of blending into the background. He had become the quintessential, invisible man, unforgettable for his very anonymity. This was no accident. It was a survival mechanism honed in the unforgiving crucible of a brutal, forgotten war. Life, however, has an uncanny knack for unearthing buried truths, often in the most unexpected ways. It was a crisp autumn morning, the kind where Elias found solace in the golden light filtering through the leaves, when a young art student, Clara, sat beside him. She admired his work, his raw talent. As she flipped through his sketchbook, she paused on a particular drawing, a hauntingly detailed landscape of a desolate, war-torn village, its ruins stark against a blood-red sky. It was unlike anything else in his book, and in the foreground, almost imperceptible, was a small, familiar symbol, a stylized, broken compass. The moment Clara's fingers traced the symbol, a tremor ran through her. She had seen that symbol before, in her grandfather's old military journals. It was the insignia of a highly decorated, almost mythical reconnaissance unit from a war that history books barely mentioned. The unit had been known for their impossible missions, deep behind enemy lines. The man in the picture wasn't just a homeless artist. He was a ghost from a brutal past, a soldier who had survived the unthinkable. His real name for the better part of 3 decades had been a whispered legend, Sergeant Elias Thorne, the Pathfinder. His assignment? To navigate the treacherous labyrinths of enemy territory, where every shadow could conceal a sniper and every whisper could mean capture or death. Elias Thorne wasn't merely a soldier. He was a master of stealth, a cartographer of chaos, and a man whose instinct for survival was unparalleled. His expertise wasn't in brute force, but in the subtle art of navigation, the meticulous gathering of intelligence, and the precise execution of reconnaissance missions that could change the tide of battle. For years, the memories of the war, and the chilling realities they held, had remained locked away. But seeing that symbol again, feeling the weight of the past through Clara's innocent curiosity, something shifted within Elias. Perhaps it was the realization that some stories, no matter how carefully guarded, deserve to be told, not for glory, but for understanding, for the lessons they held. April 17th, 1972. The Valley of Whispers. The air was thick with the scent of gunpowder and fear. My orders were clear: locate the missing civilians. The war raged, and we were the few, the desperate, searching for hope amidst the ruins. Then, the ambush. A sudden burst of gunfire, and the impossible, A trapped convoy surrounded by enemy forces, their only hope, a single injured Pathfinder. His most defining mission, one that very few knew about, unfolded in the suffocating confines of a besieged valley. While the world above remained oblivious, Sergeant Thorne, injured and alone, was deep behind enemy lines, navigating treacherous terrain to guide a trapped convoy of civilians to safety. He wasn't a soldier with a rifle, but a warrior with a compass, a map, and an unparalleled ability to remain calm under unimaginable pressure. He navigated the minefields, the enemy patrols, and the constant threat of capture. One false step, one misspoken word, and the fragile lives of the civilians could shatter, taking with it his own. Back to present day. Elias stared at the bustling park. The contrast with his past was stark. The deafening roar of explosions, the acrid smell of burning villages, the screams of the wounded, all seemed to echo faintly in the quiet park. He had lived a life of extraordinary duality, one that was meticulously documented in his private journal, a chronicle of courage, sacrifice, and the quiet heroism that rarely makes headlines. But who would believe that the homeless artist, who patiently sketched pigeons, once guided hundreds through a hellish war zone? It was a small detail, easily missed by most. But Clara, the art student, couldn't shake the feeling. She researched the broken compass symbol, cross-referenced it with her grandfather's wartime diaries, and found an obscure entry about the Pathfinder, a legendary sergeant known for his miraculous escapes and his unique artistic talent. He would sketch maps and routes with incredible detail. She saw the same unique stroke in Elias's drawings. The pieces clicked into place with a chilling precision. Clara's expression shifted from polite admiration to profound realization and awe. She looked at Elias with new eyes, a mix of disbelief and immense respect. "Mr. Thorne, are you the Pathfinder?" Elias paused, a long, quiet moment. He looked at her, then at the sketchbook, then back at her. A faint, knowing smile touched his lips. He nodded slowly, a silent confirmation that carried the weight of decades. The quiet confession hung in the air, transforming the unassuming artist into a figure of monumental historical significance. Clara, overwhelmed, could only whisper a single word: "Thank you." It was a recognition, not just from her, but from a generation that had lived under the shadow of forgotten wars, unknowingly protected by silent guardians like Elias. The revelation of Elias Thorne's true identity sent ripples through the art community and eventually beyond. Historians and journalists, initially skeptical, began to piece together the fragments of a remarkable life. Declassified documents, cross-referenced with Elias's meticulously kept sketchbooks, confirmed the incredible truth. The humble, homeless painter had indeed been Sergeant Thorne, a war hero whose silent efforts had, on multiple occasions, steered humanity away from the brink of despair. Elias Thorne never sought fame or recognition for his extraordinary past. His true reward lay in the quiet satisfaction of a world that continued to turn, a peace that held, however fragilely. He returned to his park bench, his sketchbooks, and his quiet life. But now, he was seen not just as a homeless artist, but as a living legend, a testament to the fact that the greatest heroes often walk among us, their courage woven into the fabric of everyday life. Elias Thorne's story reminds us that beneath the surface of the ordinary, extraordinary lives are often lived. True heroism doesn't always roar. Sometimes, it whispers in the quiet corners of history, waiting patiently for the moment it is finally, respectfully, heard. What silent heroes do you think walk among us today? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more untold stories from Untold Stories Land.